Shout out to these DL MAGA men who want discretion even though they voted against my rights.
So my friend hit me up this morning, hey Tank, and he said, I saw your TikTok. And I was like, you mean the gay Republican one? And he was like, yes. And I was like, that's great, you should make a response video. And he's like, no, absolutely not. As a matter of fact, you should probably take that one down. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And I guess this whole right-wing DL guys is like some sort of secret menu item or something. He said it's a good thing, and if we talk about it too much, then it's going to go away. What? It prompted me to ask, like, hey, why are you associating with these people that are actively working against your best interests? And he was like, well, because the interactions are just too good. It's just too good to give up. He said to me, and this is a direct quote, that there's a cocktail of anger, shame, guilt, and repression that when put in the right environment explodes and they become almost feral. And I'm like, yeah, that does sound pretty hot. But cat's out of the bag now, I guess, so sorry.
I really believe that if more MAGA men were open to the idea of homosexuality, that America would be a much better place. And the reason why is that so many of these men are deeply, deeply closeted. Here are 3 insane incidents that prove it. Number 1, Grindr crashed during the Republican National Convention. Grindr is a gay dating app based off of proximity, so if too many people are on the app at once, it's going to crash. Meaning a lot of Republicans are closeted and they're on Grindr. Number 2, think of all of the hazing that happens in college fraternities. A lot of the hazing is very sexual in nature, and they make each other do these very, very strange acts in order to prove their loyalty to the actual frat. These men are often conservative, yet engage in homosexual activity, and then when they graduate college, then they make it their mission to kind of destroy that aspect of society. And number 3, so many of them get so irritated when you suggest that they might be queer, which again suggests a certain level of denial, because if they weren't, then why are they getting so upset? It's okay to be gay. It really is okay. You don't have to make everybody else's life miserable because you can't accept yourself.
Breaking news out of the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Grindr, the app we all know about or you don't know your husband is on, experienced outages due to unprecedented traffic. Now let me be clear. Unprecedented traffic to Grindr during the Republican National Convention. Shout out to whoever on the last post said JD Vance looks like he's on Grindr, because you wanna fucking know what? Apparently so is a large portion of the attendees. Oh man, where's George Santos or Lady G when you need them? I can already picture the comments now and saying, well, why don't you join the rest of them and become a Republican yourself? Grindr is on the DL. It is incognito. It is almost anonymous. These are not out and proud members of the LGBTQIA. They actually campaign against them. That's why they have to use these sites and these apps and these methods to circumvent popular opinion on these things. Every accusation is an admittance from the right. JD Vance is a pillow princess and must have given the best top to old Orange Mussolini, so.
0 feet away, 0 feet away, 0 feet away.
And this is not an outlier.
My God.
This is a like consistent aspect
of
Republican events, is that like the Grindr traffic skyrockets at Republican events because Republicans are all closeted homosexuals, which is fine. It's just hypocritical to then be extremely homophobic.
I get hit on a lot at Republican events from married people. Guys.
Married men.
Yeah.
The same men that go around asking what a woman is.
Yeah. And saying that liberals are groomers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are blowing up Grindr at the Republican convention. Got it.
Any of you who have gay people in your life, ask them. Tell me about the down low MAGA men on Grindr. And every single one, unanimously, it is a universal experience. Will go, oh, girl, those queens. Let me just tell you about them. It is story after story after story after story of all of these married, church-going hypocrites that go out and vote this way, and then they're power bottoms at night. It is universal across the Republican Party. I'm not saying all MAGA men are closeted gay. And I just want to say this, in a normal instance, I have deep compassion for people that feel like they have to closet their sexuality. I have deep compassion for that. And I stand with you and I say that that is none of my business. But I have complete disgust and anger towards closeted individuals that do gay stuff at night and then wake up in the morning and oppress the very people who they are themselves.
The Republican Party is full of DL men, but why? Why do they have people like Lindsey Graham, who actively suppresses his sexuality and then goes and fights against other people expressing their sexuality? What about other people being their authentic selves trigger them so much? There's a saying, the men who say that being gay is a choice are only saying that because they are making a choice themselves to not live in their authenticity. Just because you're fighting bisexual feelings of not wanting to go down on a man doesn't mean that we all have to make the same fucking choice. Because these men are not confident in themselves, because their God says they can't be homosexual, because they don't know how to look themselves fully in the mirror honestly, other people doing that and living honestly triggers them. And those feelings, when they get triggered because they don't know how to take responsibility for their own feelings, they lash out and they blame. Gay men should not live their authentic truth because it triggers me because I don't know how to live authentically myself. One of the many reasons why they fled to the Republican Party to find other like-minded men. No matter what the reason, it all comes back to men suppressing other men.
MAGA has a major closeted gay male problem. It is busting at the seams, you guys. And I think this is one of the reasons why they're acting so crazy. We all know Grindr exploded after Charlie Kirk's funeral. Everybody's up there praising Jesus, then going out and doing gay stuff at night. Same thing at the RNC. So Kylie, the producer of our show, has been doing some research and she has some things to share with us. Kylie.
Hi.
Hi, Kylie.
Okay, so we've got a little slideshow.
Okay.
It's a few MAGA politicians and influencers who are anti-LGBTQI+, that the internet report to be allegedly secretly gay. And today, the most important word is allegedly. So I did deep dives on 4 politicians on Reddit and on Twitter and went deep. And first, we're going to go with the Secretary of State.
Wow.
Marco Rubio.
Really?
So here's who Marco is, right? He wants to undo gay marriage. He wants to end LGBTQ plus protections. He calls the gay marriage bill a stupid waste of time. On Reddit, I found this. Someone posts, you can't forget about Marco Rubio. He and a friend were arrested in the 90s for engaging in presumably illegal activities at Brickell Park after dark. All charges were eventually dropped. The park is cited as being a gay cruising area, and his friend that he was with, Angel Barrios, would later become involved in gay porn. This is an article on it. Marco Rubio's childhood friend tied to Miami's most infamous gay porn case. So he got caught cruising and he got arrested for this. I found the records.
Kylie, I heard this.
I did not know.
This makes so much sense to me because Marco Rubio's about face, being on, a serious senator that knew that Russia was our adversary. And this goes, for me, this working theory that I've had in my mind, that the secret, closeted, repressed gayness, that it's making like JD Vance a little smoky, of course. And little Marco I had never heard this before, but this makes sense. And I want to be crystal clear, everybody. Gay people are the kindest, nicest, most honest people I know because they have had to do work and overcome all of the judgment and religious judgment from their families, their pastors, society. And if somebody is in the closet in a past...
The Republican, conservative, Christian, right-wing men are using Charlie Kirk's memorial as a Grindr hookup central. They are getting it in, getting it wet, and getting it nasty. So you guys know that there was the Charlie Kirk Memorial yesterday in Arizona, and that moonlit as like an RNC/MAGA convention. And do you remember earlier in the year when Grindr and the other gay dating apps said that they would threaten to release the names of those people who were from the Republican Party on Grindr? Well, there's this man from Arizona who has showed the map of the Grindr activity. So all of those conservative, God-fearing, right-wing, white Christian men, straight white Christian men who are real American men, hate their wives. That's why they hate women. This happened at the RNC convention. This is happening at this memorial convention. Do you guys remember when Don Lemon said this?
Especially if it's a Republican.
Those are the titty twisters. Those
especially
people,
if it's a Republican event.
What?
Oh my gosh, the Republicans are so repressed. The guys, if there's a Republican event or a convention, I try to stay in my hotel room.
Because they hit on you more?
150%. Yeah.
Yup.
But yeah, these people are so self-contradictory and they're so deluded and delusional because they hate themselves. And they hate themselves, so they hate everyone else.
So many straight God-fearing Republicans convened in Phoenix, Arizona yesterday that Grindr went down. And you might say, oh, but this is for everywhere. Oh, nay, we have a heat map. Blammo! Phoenix, Arizona. Right there. Hello, hotspot. And you're like, oh, but it was in Glendale. Yeah, Glendale is right there in this little dot. So, yeah. And this is not the first time this has happened at Republican-centered events. Because back during the RNC in July of last year, Grindr crashed in Milwaukee. Grindr executives called the RNC convention the Super Bowl for Grindr. The hypocrisy here knows no bounds. And this isn't new. All the way back in 2016, when Cleveland hosted the RNC, they saw an increase of 66% in Grindr usage in the city. I mean, good for you. Get you some. I'm all for it. But don't be so hypocritical. Come on. Anyway, follow for more. Let me know what you think about this. Please sound off in the comments, and I'll talk to you in a little bit. Happy Monday. Okay, I love you, bye.
You guys know what happens at conservative events. Grindr blows up. It goes offline. And so all of everything that they preach about, every accusation is a confession.
Yeah. Why is Grindr having outages after Charlie Kirk's funeral? Why is Grindr having outages after the RNC? Why is Benny Johnson getting fed gay cruise places? And here's the deal. We want Benny to go on that gay cruise. We want that to happen for him.
Well, his wife doesn't. His wife, I know for a fact his wife does not allow Benny to go on work trips by himself any longer.
I mean, here's the thing.
He was hanging out with other men too much, it seems.
Yeah. I think I have a whole hypothesis that MAGA has a DL demon queen problem. And they think, okay, if we can make the country Christian nationalist, if we can put prayer in schools, if we can do all of these things, then maybe I won't want to go eat out. And then it's never going to fix it because they have so much shame and they live in such Puritan culture that they are trying to legislate and be the moral police out of their own sexual problems.
I feel like we talk about conservative men being DL a lot, but we don't talk about the women enough. A lot of the MAGA women are just DL women that they didn't have the courage to live in their truth and therefore feel like they should now prosecute others that do. And like there's kind of this running joke about like conservative women, also like Christian women, also kind of Midwest, where I can't tell if this is a lesbian or one of the three groups I just mentioned. And you'll find like these women also kind of adhere to a lot of pillars of masculinity, despite kind of being supposedly of a side that believes in traditional gender roles, traditional values, traditional presentation along the gender binary. But they'll still be the ones to be like, I got my guns. They might even be in the armed forces themselves or have a past in it. There's still some big pillar of masculinity they'll choose to align themselves with, usually through like some brute force, whether it be through weaponry or a background in a force.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person.
They're often not very good at how we conceptualize practicing femininity in our world. Republican makeup is a thing.
What the hell is Republican makeup? So according to TikTok, the look is defined by thick, clumpy mascara, cakey ass foundation that's always way too orange, because apparently white Republican women never choose foundation that matches their undertones, and really bad half-lined lips. Marjorie Taylor Greene is a great example of Republican makeup. The first giveaway is the foundation. It's always about 3 shades too warm. The foundation is very cakey, absolutely no primer and no moisturizer. Caroline Leavitt is another outstanding example of Republican makeup. unblended contour, patchy blush, blocky eyebrows, poorly lined half-filled lips. Those are all primary characteristics of Republican makeup. So Republican makeup and clean girl makeup are two very popular trends among white women, but as you can see here, they are very different. And if you're wondering why people are talking about it, so Susan Lambert was actually the TikTok creator who started this trend of white liberal women making fun of white conservative women makeup. It's actually really funny because I thought you were the white Republican. I get really confused when white women turn against each other, I'm not gonna lie.
And that kind of is reflective of they're putting on this representation that is not who they really are. A lot of these people would be masked lesbians if they had the courage to be. And so as somebody with the background of being forced to be feminine while having a masculine interior and feeling of self, I know exactly what that looks like when you're covering up who you actually are, especially when you're exhibiting behaviors of hate towards certain groups that embody everything it looks like you're trying to cover up and ignore about yourself. And that's why when we have these conventions, the Grindr app is shutting down. If there was a way to measure DL women activity at these events, we would see probably similar things. A lot of these people are using this cult to run from what they really have within themselves. And like this happens all the time, and we can use religion to also exhibit this. Every time, like, people always be like, watch out for them religious girls, watch out for them, because people often run to religion when they do something bad or they feel shameful about something in life as a way to cope. A lot of people are running to MAGA as a way to cope for other things, and the groups that MAGA hates is everything that the people that support MAGA is insecure about within themselves. And so these people will run to this cult to run away from those insecurities based upon identities they hold and aren't having the courage to live out. So instead of living it out, this cult allows them to shoot arrows at everybody that embodies the freedoms they have yet to exercise for themselves in their own personal life. I feel like we talk about conservative men being DL a lot, but we don't talk about the women enough.
Okay, but can we talk about how DL conservative men are all bottoms and DL conservative women are literally all tops? So I consider myself straight passing in the sense that if a guy talks to me, I'll pass. And these women eat that shit up. They have been so aggressive with me after like 2 wine coolers. I remember my first girlfriend's family was from Saltvale, Virginia. And she had some conservative relatives, and I remember we were standing in front of her aunt's Betty Boop tchotchke shelf, on brand, and this woman turns to me, I must have been in like 19, and she turns to me and she's like, you know, I don't have a problem with your lifestyle, come here. Sticks her fucking tongue down my throat, like, mwah! And I was like, was that for me, or was that for you? And it's especially very young lesbians who are just usually gonna be like, oh, yes ma'am. But yeah, those girls who used to get weird at sleepovers who are married to men now, that didn't go away. It doesn't just go away. It just gets repressed.
I just don't feel that way about you anymore. Is this about Sophie? Sophie, no.
Okay, this is for the straight women who are watching The Hunting Wives. We're good, right? We're still, right? Like, yeah, totally, right? Just making sure, just making sure you guys we're okay. Are we all, we're all good? Y'all hanging in there? Yeah, totally still straight. Yep, just I don't know what I checked for that, but yeah, pulse, yeah, totally still straight. Okay, just wanted to check in on you guys too. All right, hang in there.